Dinner at... Yeah. I trust you like... Don't eat your noodles. Santelli went about the business of trying to win our way. Mr. Yamaguchi, good to see you. And this very special item used here in America years ago.
Let's have late night Sesh. Since I'm awake right now. And smoking. And watching Beyond Belief.
It's one of a kind. The clients will adore it. Solid brass. It's called a death horn. This is beautiful.
So what do y'all
see, in olden days, these were installed in caskets when people were sometimes buried prematurely. And if you woke up buried alive, all you did was
always smoking, always watching TV.
Hey, price is not a factor. I'm willing to accept any reasonable offer, anything.
No sale?
See you tomorrow.
Night.
Night. Hi, hon. I'm afraid you're on your own tonight. Yeah, I lost a dad. Gotta take life with the... Well, how do you think I feel?
We're doing week 4 of October, so...
Yeah, I'll be home as soon as I can.
It's cult classics.
I love you.
And I thought a good cult classic series would be Beyond Belief. Where's the lighter? There it is. Behind the computer. And of course now this starts up.
It was odd. I had talked to Santelli not
This episode just took a turn.
I proposed meeting him at the restaurant. He suggested we meet here at the store and drive together. If he had changed his mind, why wasn't the door locked? Santelli. Is that you? Though he still had a pulse, I felt I was looking into the face of a dead man.
Yes. I need an ambulance. 1800 Riverside, Santelli's Antiques.
I couldn't figure it out. You were Santelli in the middle of the floor, but unmistakably I'd heard the sound of... The paramedics arrived just in time. Somehow, the death had done its job.
If the horn hadn't blown, you Santelli would surely have died on the floor of the shop. But what made the horn sound when nobody was around to blow it? Is it possible that some air current from a vent caused the sound? If so, how could it have been so loud and so strong? Could it be that Hugh Santelli had to save his own life? Or did the horn itself summon some human-like spirit to perform the job it was built to do? Is this story of the possessed antique based on fact? Or are writers just blowing their own horn?
Jonathan fakes face
find out which of our stories are true
when he
and
says
which
this
are
stuff
false
sometimes.
when Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction returns.
Now it's time to find out which of our stories tonight are inspired by actual events, which are totally
Or
different.
are writers just
How about the truck
blowing
stop
their
that was
own
visited by the
horn?
invisible spirit? Was this true or false?
I'd say it's time to get your priorities straight.
So you're leaning towards the toy package. You know how much you go that way?
Save your money. That thing hasn't been working for a week.
Gloria, one dance for the road.
Watch it, Buster.
I didn't do nothing.
I'm working on one of my migraines. You picked the wrong day to mess with me.
Gloria, I didn't mess with you. That was him.
Him. You need to take some time off. And you need to keep your damn hands to yourself.
You think we created this story? You're right, it never happened.
Can I have more Skittles? I don't have any more Skittles.
Why?
Get out of my house.
I'm taking a bath right now.
Annoy the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
My husband and I needed a way to check in on the kids when they get home from school, to stay connected. That's when I found out about Flink's wire-free, easy-to-install home security cameras. You do it all yourself, no need to schedule an appointment or have someone come to your house. Flink's wire-free cameras are battery-operated with AA lithium batteries that last up to 2 years. No matter how busy I am, I can still check in on my kids to make sure they're safe. Flink, home security just got easier.
I want it. I can't believe it. That cow brought his karaoke machine. No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
Go, Kevin.
Go, Kevin!
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance. What about the romantic story of the couple brought together by the mystical music box? Fact or fiction?
Definitely the boyfriend.
Charming piece, isn't it? Unfortunately, it doesn't work. Figurines, they don't dance anymore.
Take my advice on this one, hon. You buy a broken music box, it's only going to remind you of a broken romance.
Does this sound like
Your
one we
whole
made
life
up?
is broken, sis.
Not this time. Our research shows it happened on the West Coast in 1995. Let's take another look at the story of the young man in the pawn shop incident. True or false?
What's this? Open the safe and get my watch. I still got it.
When you get the safe open, give me the watch and all the other Christmas got in there. Back out of here! You're not stealing my watch.
Premonition based on a real happening? According to our research, it happened in the Midwest around 1990. It's fact. How did you judge the story of the young woman who found her Prince Charming in the most unexpected way? Fact or fancy?
Fact or fancy? How many facts have we had so far? 3?
What are you doing?
I
Check and
think
see if you got a cell
statistically
phone
this
so I
one
can call
has to
my
be
friends.
fiction.
I'm really late. You don't mind, do you?
Give me my purse back. I'd like to go now.
I can't do that. It'll ruin all my plans. Get in the trunk. We'll take a little ride. Where are you going?
This story is based on a real event discovered by our research staff. It happened in Miami, Florida. Let's take another look at the story of the antique dealer whose life was saved by an unusual object.
This is a desk lamp. Once commonly used in my profession. Run that by me again? A desk lamp.
I'm surprised
Decades
that
ago,
was fact.
more sophisticated medical procedures were widely known.
Even though it was not wild, it's just like,
Often they were comatose patients who
surprised.
simply showed no signs of life. Where did the horse go? Many people had a fear of premature burial, so they had one of these installed in the casket, reaching from the burial vault to the surface of the ground.
Did you think this one really happened? If you did, we whistled one right past you. It never happened.
We made it up. It never happened. It's false.
Once again, we've demonstrated that fact and fiction are like two colors side by side in the same palette. Dip the brush in one color at a time, the result is a basic color that mixes them together, and you end up with a combination whose color can only be described beyond belief. I'm Jonathan Burke.
The stories entitled The Music Box, 2 to 1, and Damsel are true, based on first-hand research conducted by author Robert Tralins. For Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, this is Don LaFontaine. beyond belief. Fact or fiction?
We really do have fun watching some of these shows.
Hosted by Jonathan Frakes. Tonight, your challenge is to separate what is true from what is false. 5 stories, some real, some fake. Can you judge which are fact and which are fiction? To find out, you must enter a world of both truth and deception. A world that is beyond belief.
Here comes John.
Can we really trust our own eyes? Observe these 2 painted figures. The one on the right obviously looks bigger than the one on the left. Let's switch positions. Now, which one seems bigger? The truth is, they're exactly the same size. So be careful how you judge them. Or should I say, how you size them. Have you ever noticed the curious things one sees discarded by the roadside? One shoe. In fact, maybe that's where they get the expression tossed out like an old shoe. You also see lots of hubcaps on the road. Of course, spare tires, and even roadside. Jerry can't resist taking advantage of it. And Mary, well, she's waiting for the other shoe to close.
Or even spare tires.
My new husband, Jerry, and I consider ourselves the luckiest people in the world. We were married in our hometown of Gary, Indiana. Decided to drive cross country to Los Angeles for our honeymoon.
Yeah. We are here, my friend.
A romantic honeymoon of back pain.
Oh,
That's what I think about when I think about a cross-country road trip
What a beautiful.
as a honeymoon.
Where are we?
Near as I can figure, we are just outside Flagstaff on an old stretch of 66. I think.
And on a
We're
motorcycle?
lost.
Well, no, not lost. I mean, come on, let's go eat. I'm starving.
I know, I'm just the worst.
He just took things as they came. But I believe in fate. Everything happens for a reason.
Like, no fun. Like, can't we get some, like, nice, luxurious padded seats in an airplane?
My first memory was we didn't have much money, but it didn't really matter. All we needed was each other.
Call room service or reception lunch. Okay.
Well, how about if I make you another?
We didn't have much money, but we had each other. But you're still gonna get divorced.
What about my tip, huh?
Well, it's true. I don't make the rules.
What's wrong?
There's something over there. There's the grass.
Money is the number one thing that married couples
You know what
fight
this is?
over.
This
So
is
really, having money
They don't
means
make it
that you're
anymore.
more likely to not become
It's a classic.
Yeah.
It's in perfect shape.
Well, it must belong
being
to someone.
secure.
Yeah. Why would anyone leave it here?
I don't know, but if it's that valuable, I'm sure they're going to come back for it.
Yeah, that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it must have fallen off a truck.
It's not our business, Jerry.
I wonder if it's still around.
Who cares? We should just leave it alone. Have fun. Let's go.
Oh, I like this actress. Damn, she's young right
Ah!
Come on, stop that. Put it back down.
now. I recognize her voice though.
Oh, wait, this is kind of
She's got a super baby face right
They did have
there.
a slice.
You know, it's the lead actress on Unreal, but the older one.
I'm getting a really bad feeling from this. I just want to go, okay?
I'd have to look up her name.
Oh, get off of it, Jerry.
The one who plays the executive producer of the EP.
There's some gas in it. All right.
Jerry, there's blood on the front fender.
Right, just in here.
I can't believe you did that!
All right, take your full spin. I'll be right back.
Constance Zimmer. Pretty sure that's who it is. Jerry fucked himself all up.
Jerry, are you alright?
I think I broke my leg. Where is she?
She's gone. Where's the motorcycle?
And the girl in the motorcycle just disappeared. I know I hear. It doesn't happen. Take it easy.
I know this all sounds like we're completely out of our minds, but I saw the whole thing, and it happened exactly the way you told it. I swear to you.
You don't believe us. No, I believe you. 4 years ago, there was a terrible accident in this very spot. A young soldier, home from the war, borrowed his friend's Barton motorcycle. He sped down this road to see his girlfriend. They were going to be right here in that tree. It was late, getting dark. He didn't see her standing by the side of the road waiting for him. He hit her, lost control of the bike. 2 young people, very much in love, died right here. 4 years ago today.
What are you saying?
Every year on this day, somebody sees that old motorcycle.
I was looking at this tweet I put out earlier today to
You're the only one who ever
randomly in response to this tweet
Why did this happen
from
now?
Megan Thee Stallion. She had said that she plans on opening assisted living facilities in her city because someone asked her, you know, what are her career plans when she's done with college?
Maybe now they can both.
And I know what they are because I watch her interviews.
What caused Jerry Bradley to fall off the motorcycle? Was it all an illusion?
But
why have others reported
when she
seeing the
put
same
that,
cycle
I
on that same
responded
day
and
every year?
asked her
Where did the bike go?
if she's planning to work with
Both Jerry and Mary
black,
have been
disabled, and
hallucinating
chronically
at
ill
the same time.
women in
Are we telling the
her
truth in this
area
story, or will
to
it
make
turn out
sure
that
that
we're
the
just
facilities are actually, you know,
We'll tell you whether this story
designed
is
with
true or false at the end
the
of our
needs
show.
of
Next, a mysterious stranger and a high-stakes
disabled and
game
chronically ill
on
people in
Beyond Belief
mind.
Fiction.
And like
for a gentlemanly contest of skill and strategy, or a set piece in a seamy world of sharks and huskies. Our story takes place in the South Side, a world where dishonesty often triumphs over decency, and where the clack of ivory spheres sounds the sinking of a man's life. Casually, as the sinking of a free ball or a puck.
Can I have more Skittles?
I don't have any more Skittles.
Why?
Yeah.
is that a commercial? There's like a almost endless supply of them. It's just a fact.
Maybe I love the game of pool too much. I bought the Southside Pool the whole 35 years ago. We never made a lot of dough out of it, but at least I was around the game every day.
I should add to this.
A year ago, I got a bad break.
There we go.
My wife needed surgery, and I took out a loan against the business. Well, things went from bad to worse, and I ended up having to sell the place for nothing. Cocky young
Cool a
hustler.
little bit.
Nicky Russ.
Not too hard. Not too hard.
All right, who's next? We'll lose some kind. I'll play one arm behind my back. Come on, anybody. Leon, get us a couple of beers. Come on, have to it, Fox. Thirsty. I'll be right.
needed money, so I stayed on and did odd jobs around the place. Funny how things work out. I never thought I'd be making less than minimum wage in a place I used to be on.
You see, I'm sure you over there. Your head once.
Stick belonged to the great Jack Nestor. 5 times world champion, 1970 and 1975. He started out hustling way back when he was 15 years old. He was the greatest natural pool player I've ever seen.
Leon, what are you doing? Come on, get back to work. What am I paying you for? Come on, get back to work. What am I paying you for?
It was tough having Nicky Russ as a boss, but I was 65 years old. Where else could I go? At least I was still around the game.
A bad night, especially when you had him one. The dog's allowed. You'll be waiting outside.
The stranger looked kind of familiar.
Fold again in like 2
I knew it
seconds.
wasn't a regular.
Just like it used to.
Hate that. What you think?
You have plenty of play. You ever shoot him? Long time ago.
I knew this man, but I just couldn't place him. It was driving me crazy.
Look at this in action.
Then,
And shoot some pool.
pop on the dick. Those are some Professor Chaos stats.
The stranger got nothing off the break, so now it was Nicky's turn. Nicky was really hot tonight. See, no matter what he did, the ball would fall just right. Of course, the stranger asked for a rematch. The second game went quicker than the first. I'd seen Nicky like this before. He just couldn't lose.
Yeah, Professor Chaos from over.
When a guy is this hot, you don't let it against him. The stranger insisted
My
on
favorite
doubling
strain
his
right now.
stakes.
Really good quality
He
medicine.
never took a breath. He just kept on saying.
See the info on it. It should be yesterday. So.
I just scored 10 grand in 2 hours.
You're the best, Nicky.
Look, it's late and probably out of cash.
How about one last game? For $50,000.
I don't have 50 grand on me.
Ooh.
Hustling me.
What? Can you beat me?
Playing Nicky. Lose. It's 50 grand.
Does not want to behave today.
Some of us keep asking ourselves that question well into middle age. For a young person just out of high school, the world is an exciting place. Choices. Which is the right one? Yet some young people seem to know exactly what they want to do. Tommy Stewart was just such a young man. Ever since anyone could remember, he wanted a career in law enforcement, and everyone in his small town was looking for him to make it. Somehow, things took a wrong turn for Tommy.
Yeah. Oh, there was the occasional drunk we had to put up at the county's expense from time to time, but nothing really big ever happened. We liked it that way. Folks around here didn't have to lock their doors. But then it all changed. That was Tommy Stewart, the young eager beaver if ever there was one.
Sheriff Driscoll? I picked up those wanted posters.
Oh, good, thank you. Tommy, which one of the posters were those again?
It's the FBI's 10 most wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Might as well go ahead and put him up.
Yes, sir.
Tommy grew up dirt poor on the outskirts of town, and he had the same dream for as long as I knew him. All he ever wanted out of life was to become an FBI agent.
You know, one of these fugitives is from a county only 30 miles away.
Matter of fact, if he ever passes through Buford, his running days are gonna be over.
Tommy worked his way through a small local college with odd jobs around town, and every day he'd put in 2 or 3 just to learn as much as he could about the law.
I gotta go deliver some groceries to Mrs. Hawkins. I'll be back later. Bye, Sheriff.
He couldn't help liking Tommy. He was just that kind of a kid.
It's purely coincidental. And it's also jurisdiction. Understand?
I made it. I'm getting in. I was accepted in the academy, Sheriff. I'm going to be an FBI agent.
I'm real proud of you, Tommy. You deserve it.
I couldn't have done it without you. I'm going to go tell the others.
All Tommy needed was enough money for travel and living expenses. I got him a job at the cotton mill as a servant. He was making a monthly bank deposit, which was usually around $10,000. What happened next didn't make any sense to me. One day, Tommy just disappeared, along with the mill's $10,000 deposit. He never showed up at the FBI academy. No one ever saw or heard from him again. We did a thorough investigation, but never found one thing what happened to Thomas Stewart. Not too many days went by over the next 5 years that I didn't think about Tommy. I hated that the case had gone unsolved for so long, and I never believed that he took that money.
Sheriff Driscoll?
I'm Sheriff Driscoll.
Name's Joseph Delaney. I'm here investigating the ring of counterfeiters we believe is operating in the area.
Counterfeiting, huh? That's news to me.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'll be able to wrap this thing up quickly and get out of your hair. Something wrong?
No. Why don't you grab that desk right over there?
I couldn't help noticing that Agent Delaney was about the same age Tommy would be by now. There was something familiar about him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, I can't help but think you and I met before.
It's possible. I lived here in Buford about 5 years ago. Started playing at the academy.
You remember a local boy named Thomas?
Yeah, I remember. Talked a few times about our mutual ambition to join the Bureau.
Is that right?
Terrible how he disappeared with all that money.
Thomas Stewart was no thief. For the next week, I noticed that Agent Delaney didn't do much investigating. One of my deputies overheard him talking to Bureau, trying to get himself transferred out of Buford. There was something wrong about Delaney, but I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Sheriff Driscoll?
Yeah, Arlene.
What puppy?
Henry Baker just called. Looks like crawfish down at Briar's Rock when a body popped up. Said it just about gave him a heart attack.
Delaney, you got us a body that turned up down at the bar. You busy right now? What? Yeah, I'm a little short.
I kind of hope this story is true just because it's so interesting.
Yeah, sure.
Unpredictable Crohn's symptoms following you? For adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease, Stelara works differently. Studies showed relief and remission with dosing every 8 weeks.
Stelara may lower your ability to fight infections and may increase your risk of infections and cancer. Some serious infections require hospitalization. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or flu-like symptoms or sores, have had cancer or developed new skin growths, or if anyone in your house needs or recently had vaccine. Alert your doctor of new or worsening problems, including headaches, seizures, confusion, and vision problems. These may be signs of a rare, potentially fatal brain condition. Some serious allergic reactions and lung inflammation can occur.
Talk to your doctor today and learn how Jensen can help you explore cost support options. Remission can start with Stelara.
Last night, my best slave ran off. I don't want no harm to come by nobody's hands but mine.
I'm gonna be free or die. If I'm free, they should be too.
Harry, do you know what would happen if you got caught?
Liberty or death.
Harriet, November 1st.
Izzy is crazy about boxes. In her lifetime, she'll jump in and out of hundreds. That's why Iams creates delicious recipes tailored to help keep her at her adventurous best. Iams, who I am.
This is a good episode. All been good. Bro.
The guy. It's Thomas Stewart. Pete Morse must have preserved his body over the years.
Shut me up.
What? You murdered Tommy, didn't you?
I needed the money.
Ooh.
He fought back. Sure.
Give me the weapon, son.
Die. Going to prison.
Give me the weapon.
Going to prison.
And then the Loch Ness Monster gets in.
It was the strangest thing I ever saw. There was no splashing, no struggle. It was as if somebody reached up and pulled him down into the ball. But that wasn't the end of it. We recovered Joseph Delaney's body the following day, and there on his forehead was a deep gash that matched Tommy's exactly.
Was it just a series of coincidences that brought FBI agent Joseph Delaney back to Buford? Or was it his own guilt that led him back? Like the old cliche, was he compelled to return to the scene of the crime? Or was the dead boy with the unfinished dream able to reach from his grave to accomplish what he had always wanted to do? Solve a crime and get his man. Is this story based on actual police files? Or should our writers be put under investigation?
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a strange curse haunts a local cemetery on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
One of the world's oldest occupations, that of raising.
Or should our writers be put under investigation? Oh,
Guaranteed
Jonathan.
future customers. One that has been spotlighted in the works of Shakespeare, Edgar Allan Poe, and even Stephen King.
Kobe.
While reverence for the dead is an
He's getting
essential
crazy
part
right
of the
now.
work, our next deals with a man who is none at all. Pete Ringwald is a bitter, nasty pulliver. In fact, the dead are probably the only people he hasn't offended. All that.
I prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemy. Now anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And so, Gabriel Pye,
Me and my buddy Fro got a job digging graves at the local cemetery in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Right away, we didn't like it much.
The thing that bugged us the most, our boss, Pete Ringwald, was the meanest man I ever knew. We hated working for him, but we needed the money. Pete had been the groundskeeper here for the past 20 years. He never really cared about nothing or nobody, especially the dead.
Okay, preacher, it's time to go back to this medicine. Show up. I said that you got full knowledge. You're cutting in a mile lunch hour.
Let us all join in a final amen. For it's time to leave these green pastures and return to our homes. Amen.
Amen. Eat it up. I'm getting hungry.
We're almost there, boss.
Almost, don't cut it, moron. There. Rest in peace. Well, that ain't right, Jim. You shut your mouth. Don't you say what's right in my cemetery. You a damn dog can do your job.
Hurtful.
Ah, really that hole.
Everything seemed to boil up Pete's blood. People said he was born in a foul mood. And then it just got me.
You're awful, awful man. Not well read. No respect for anyone.
Somebody's singing somewhere. Shut your mouth, dummy. I never called no. The hell are you?
I'm just an old woman. But do you like my song? It's all about you.
Get out of my cemetery, you shriveled up old bat.
Be warned, grave digger.
You warned about what?
Awful, awful man. Not well bred. No respect for anyone. Not even the dead.
Easy, old broad. You two idiots get back to work.
Well, there you go.
All right, both of you.
And that's the song.
Traditional banks. Seems like some are going at the speed of yesteryear, but not here.
What?
This is Capital One, where banking moves at the speed of right now. You can open a new savings account in about 5 minutes and earn 5 times the national average from here or here in our cafes. Plus, there are no fees or minimums on savings or checking accounts. Welcome to banking's new frontier. This is Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
There are things in the corners of this world. They'll drive you insane.
Yeah, I think Creep Show is too much for me.
You're in for it now.
Fine. It's the way it's supposed to be.
Little Theo's nose had cause for alarm. His ordinary tissues were causing it harm. They left his nose raw with each wiping motion, so Dad extinguished the problem with new Puffs Plus Lotion. Puffs now have more lotion to soothe through the blows and more pillowy softness to cushion your nose. Don't get burned by ordinary tissues. A nose in need deserves Puffs indeed.
Smart asses think they know everything. Them two boys.
The next morning, we had another bite, and Pete was ornerier than ever. Bo and me took it, but we knew somebody would have to pay him back someday.
Got it, Bo? Almost.
Ornerier?
Hey, the hell did you do that for?
Okay.
You're useless. You know that? Useless.
Oh my god, this fucking song.
What?
Nothing. Woman, bury this thing. Bury it deep. Crush it.
They're crush.
We're going to do that? Be unholy.
Get the hell out of here. I never want to see the two of you again. Do it yourself.
Nope, she didn't want it.
Pete Greenwald died in the old woman's grave that day. The doctor said it looked like something scared him to death.
What's the explanation? Was this an elaborate plan of revenge engineered by the two disgruntled employees? If so, was the old woman in on it too? Or was her spirit just making sure that her body received a proper burial? Is this story of the wicked cemetery laws based on actual events? Or are we burying the truth beneath the mouth of the lion?
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a woman becomes an uninvited guest at a stranger's funeral on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Books can be viewed as food for the mind. Stop reading them and your brain can become anemic, read junk, and your thinking can become malnourished. But handle your diet and books well, and your lifelong learning never stops. Florence Tyler has an insatiable appetite for learning. Although she's a teacher, she barely takes any time off because the world offers so many opportunities to learn. Her curiosity has always been a benefit to Florence. And suddenly, she appears to have created a problem. And now, she's about to learn something even her curious mind would never expect.
M. Anthony Brinksman had been a top lawyer practicing for over 5 decades. His client list was a who's who of the rich and famous.
Send her in, please.
That's why I couldn't imagine why he contacted me.
How do you do, Miss Sala? I'm M. Anthony Brinksman.
Hello. I agreed to meet with Mr. Brinksman, but I still don't understand why you couldn't tell me that this was a matter of phone. Is this a deposition? Or am I in some kind of trouble? Or...
Have a seat. Very serious situation has arisen. I need to make certain inquiries on behalf of one of my clients.
Look, I don't have much time. I have to pick up my son from the babysitter, and they'll charge me if I'm late.
I understand. Please sit down, Miss Tyler. Are you familiar with a gentleman by the name of George Randolph Parker?
Should I be?
Went to attend his funeral at Willow Glen Cemetery 3 days ago.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember the name, but I didn't know that man. I didn't do anything. I just happened to be there at the funeral.
You often go to funerals of people you don't know.
I didn't go to Willow Glen for that reason.
Why were you there?
I'm a funeral hopper.
I am a high school art teacher, and that cemetery has a wonderful art collection.
I'm familiar with the collection.
Now explain exactly what. This is very important.
I went there to do some research for my class. I hadn't been there in quite some time. I spent about 2 usually hours wandering through the different sculpture exhibits. I was on my way back to my car of architecture we were studying about in my class.
Let me understand something. If you had already finished your research, why didn't you just leave?
I was struck by the chapel's old English architecture and I wanted to get a look inside. I feel like I'm on trial here or something.
Please continue.
No, I want to know what's going on.
Sorry, Miss Tyler, but my client was rather eccentric. There were certain issues that must be resolved. Now, please continue.
Like I said, I wanted to see the inside of the chapel. It had a lovely decor, quiet and serene. It's always been amazing to me how
Girl, it's so
I
poppin'.
suddenly realized that I wasn't exactly alone. There was a few of them set up in front of the altar.
Like, perfect.
Good afternoon. Please be seated.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm not here for the funeral.
It's time to begin the service.
Obviously, the whole thing felt very odd to me, but I felt so sorry for the deceased. There was no one else there to pray for him, so I decided to stay.
We are all gathered here today.
She's like, ooh, we are all
George Randolph,
just nobody.
a man who lived his life by his own rules, regardless of how others felt.
So the only reason you stayed was because you felt badly that no one else was present?
That's right. The poor man obviously had no family, and I thought he might have been homeless.
Yes. Well, go on.
The minister finished his service, and I remember saying a quiet prayer for Mr. Parker. I couldn't wait to leave when I was approached by the funeral director who asked me to sign the registry. Like I said, I found the whole thing uncomfortable, but to be polite, I signed the book anyway with my name and address. Well, that's what happened, and I didn't have another thought about it until now. I've answered your questions. I would appreciate if you would tell me why I'm here.
You were wrong about several points, Miss Tyler. Mr. Parker did have a family, but unfortunately, they all loathed him. He was not an easy man to like. He had no friends. But he wasn't homeless, nor was he indigent by any means.
Well, what does all this have to do with me?
I called you here to carry out Mr. Parker's wishes as set forth in his will. His estate was to be divided among whomever attended his funeral.
What did you say?
That you were the only person in attendance. You would be the sole recipient of his entire estate. Mr. Parker's net worth at the time of his death was $34 million. Congratulations, Miss Tyler. I believe that now you can pay your babysitters overtime.
Oh, thank you. My dear God, thank you. By the way, M. Anthony Brinksman is now my personal attorney.
Florence Tyler became a rich woman purely by habit. Was it her own intellectual curiosity that drew her to the people that day? Or was she lured there by something deeper? Could it have been the strength of a dead man's spirit that called Florence to the funeral service? Was this hated man in life trying to redeem himself from death? If you believe this story, will it leave you something of substance to hold on to? Or will you merely inherit it?
Next, you'll find out which of...
And now it's time to find out which of our stories tonight are totally made up, which are inspired by actual events. research on this one shows that a similar story took place in the American Southwest in the mid-60s. It's true.
Sometimes I'm really shocked that these are facts. Sincerely. I'll be like, no. That's fiction. That is fiction.
Little Theo's nose had cause for alarm. His ordinary tissues were causing it harm. They left his nose raw with each wiping motion, so Dad extinguished the problem with new Puffs Plus Lotion. Puffs now have more lotion to soothe through the blows and more pillowy softness to cushion your nose. Don't get burned by ordinary tissues. A nose in me deserves Puffs indeed.
Can I have more Skittles?
I don't have any more Skittles.
Why?
Get out of my house.
But I'm taking a bath right now.
Annoy the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Izzy is crazy about boxes. In her lifetime, she'll jump in and out of hundreds. That's why Iams creates delicious recipes tailored to help keep her at her adventurous best. Iams, who I am.
What did you make of the tale about the pool hall and the legendary player who turned out to be blind?
Hustling me.
What? Can you beat me?
I am Mickey. Lose. It's 50 grand.
Oh, no, Joe. There's just one condition. I want to change you.
Did this one have the feel of reality to you? It did. Well, it's absolute fiction. Let's take another look at the story of the FBI agent who made a surprise confession at the scene of a murder he committed. Fact or fiction?
You set me up.
What? You murdered Tommy, didn't you?
I needed the money. He fought back and did a check.
Give me the weapon, son.
The story of the sleepy little town was a crime committed by outriders on you. What was your opinion of the insensitive grave digger who was buried by his evil deeds? Fact or fancy? You guessed this one was inspired by real events. You're right. It happened on the southeast coast in the late 80s. Now let's take another look at the story of the young.
It's always the wild ones where they're like, that one happens to be inspired by real shit. Like, how?
Only person in attendance.
The bitch was singing a song?
The sole recipient of his entire estate. Mr. Parker's net worth at the time of his death was $34,000.
This story of the woman who inherited an unexpected fortune was inspired by an actual event that took place in Los Angeles in post-World War II. Could you trust your senses tonight? Did things turn out to be as they seemed to be? Or were your senses blunted by circumstances that were beyond sensory perception, beyond logic, in fact, beyond belief? Jonathan.
The story entitled Grave Digger's Nemesis is true, based upon first-hand research conducted by author Robert Traylens. For Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, this is Don LaFontaine. beyond belief, fact or fiction. Hosted by Jonathan Frakes. Tonight, your challenge is to separate what is true from what is false. 5 stories, some real, some fake. Can you judge which are fact and which are fiction? To find out, you must enter a world of both truth and deception. A world that is beyond belief.
The truth is often difficult to recognize. Take this illusion. Hidden among this confusion of lines is the outline of a bird. Yet it's impossible to see. But by simply sliding this glass plate, our bird begins to fly before our eyes. This example can apply to our stories tonight. Remember, some stories are inspired by actual events, while others are totally made up. But like the bird, their reality may be hidden from sight. Be on the alert. You may capture truth in flight. All you have to do is look between the lines. These are the inner workings of a typical computer. How can this arrangement of circuits and wires produce everything from 3-dimensional drawings to email? Is this really just hardware? Or as in the world of physical science, are there some unexplained mysteries in the field of computer science? Richard Austin loves computers, but his wife Vicki can't afford to buy him a new one. What she does next will have a profound effect on both her life and the life of her husband. It's not going to stop there.
I went against my best instincts on Richard's 30th birthday. I bought him a previously owned computer. I knew it would make Richard happy, but I wasn't so sure about me.
I don't believe this. It's a new computer.
Not exactly. I bought it used. I hope it's okay.
It's great, Vicky. Thank you, sweetheart.
Happy birthday, honey.
I'm going to set it up right now.
Right now, but I made reservations for dinner.
Order in. A special birthday dinner just for the 2 of us.
I guess I couldn't blame him. Even though the computer was used, it was much more sophisticated than the one Richard had before. My gift was a big hit, but that was just the beginning. He spent the rest of the day and well into the evening setting up all his old programs and a few new ones. Richard, the food is getting cold.
I can't believe how fast this thing is. It has so much more power than my old one.
I was afraid he'd become obsessive about it, and all my fears were coming true.
Wow. There you go.
Who has not been there?
That night, I prepared to do battle with my new electronic rival.
Got
Richard,
somebody a gift they
enough.
got obsessed with.
Come to bed. It's your birthday.
What?
You're just sitting there like, this may have been a
Come to
mistake.
bed. I've been working on that thing for the past 8 hours.
It's got so many new features. Why would anybody sell this? This is a great computer. I just put all my student files on it. This is going to save me so much time at school.
Right, it's so wonderful. Don't be offended if I fall asleep.
Just give me 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes turn into hours.
How'd it get so late?
What was that?
The computer came back on by itself.
By itself.
Yeah, I turned it off. I was coming to bed and it just popped back on.
Try it again.
Well, there must be something wrong with it.
Oh, it came from warranty. I'll call the store in the morning.
Pull the plug.
Who?
Richard.
What?
No. Let's just go to sleep. I should have told Richard about the Pharaoh's face, but I was hoping that I was just imagining things. What happened the next morning showed me I wasn't imagining things after all.
Well, it checks out fine. There's nothing wrong as far as I'm concerned. Of course not. I knew it wouldn't act up with the repair guy here. I'm telling you, I turned it off and it came back on twice. Well, it's staying off now. Maybe you were doing something wrong. I wasn't doing anything wrong. Ah, see? There it is. Maybe you did something wrong.
What's it doing?
I don't know. I've never seen anything like this before.
Those are hieroglyphics. What's going on here?
There's mail.
That's weird. How'd you get mail? It's probably just junk mail. It can't be. I haven't plugged the modem in yet.
Your mailbox seems to be working. You might want to check it out.
What should I do?
Find out who it is.
Nah, my nigga. Throw that shit away.
Dr. Statler. That's the guy that sold us this computer. I remember he said he was an archaeologist and he was going away on a dig.
Egypt, I'm trapped in Theban's tomb. I'm dying. Please help me. We have to do something.
I'll call the State Department and have them get in touch with the Egyptian embassy.
Ask Dr. Statler how much time he's got left on his laptop battery. How is that possible?
I don't know. I don't know anything anymore.
What's wrong? After I reported the incident, Dr. David Statler was found and rescued from Theban's tomb. There was no computer anywhere in sight.
The rescue of Dr. David Statler has been documented, but one question still remains. How was the doctor able to send email without a computer? Does the mind have enough power to send out a signal that can be received through cyberspace? Is there such a thing as ESP mail? How do you explain the hieroglyphics that appeared on the screen? Were Dr. Statler's thoughts somehow being channeled by the spirit of the family? And now, the decision is
What?
yours. Did we program the truth in this tale, or is it merely garbage in, garbage out?
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, hallucinations of murder haunt an accident victim on Beyond Belief, fact or fiction.
Do you have a favorite method of falling asleep? Some prefer a cup of hot chocolate or tea. Others take a warm bath, listen to music, read. But as you can see by the number of sleep remedies available in any drugstore or supermarket, sleep doesn't come easily to millions of people. Jeff is having lots of trouble sleeping these days and can't figure out why. His dreams are filled with haunting images of unexplained violent acts. His waking moments are about to be filled with real dreams.
I'd been living with Katie for about 6 months. I was happy and comfortable with our relationship, but nothing prepared me for what was in store for both of us. I'd been in a serious motorcycle accident and spent the last 2 weeks in the hospital recovering from my injuries. The doctor said I was going to be fine, but I noticed a complete turnaround in my personality. I finally told Katie that I was hallucinating about a man committing murders. It wasn't me in these dreams, but they were so real, they left me shaky.
He said they'll be using that story you did before the accident in the next issue. Isn't that good news?
Yeah, right.
Hot tomato soup. Good for the soul.
I'm not real hungry.
Jeff, you've got to snap out of this.
I'm sorry. I'm trying. I really am. I really am.
I love you.
I love you too.
But would you try to eat something, please?
I was thinking, but will you please stop whispering? Oh, he had a hallucination.
Jeff. Jeff. Jeff.
Somebody's murderizing a girl.
Jeff.
He spilled the tomato soup.
Stop. Jeff, hey.
You killed her!
You're here with me now. It's okay. It's okay.
So real. But I was there and watched the whole thing. It was the same man that I saw stabbing your woman with a knife. It was horrible.
Really didn't have any shame. He chased her all down in broad daylight. Just something to note.
Sounds strange. Suspicion started right after I had that blood transfusion.
What does that have to do with it?
There was something in my blood. Something evil. It takes possession of my mind anytime it wants to.
Jeff, that's crazy. A blood transfusion can't do that.
I know. I know. Something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong.
Frustrated that clean clothes you want to wear always seem to need an iron? Next time, try Bounce Wrinkle Guard dryer sheet. Just toss it in the dryer to bounce out wrinkles. We tried these shorts with Bounce Wrinkle Guard and a pair without. The Bounce Wrinkle Guard shorts have fewer wrinkles and static and more softness. It's the world's first mega sheet that does the job of 3 dryer sheets. It also comes in unscented. If you don't love Bounce Wrinkle Guard, we'll give you your money back.
Can I have more Skittles?
I don't have any more Skittles.
Why?
Get out of my house.
There it is.
I'm taking a bath right now.
Annoy the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Izzy is crazy about boxes. In her lifetime, she'll jump in and out of hundreds. That's why Iams creates delicious recipes tailored to help keep her at her adventurous best. Iams, who I am.
The hallucination didn't come back that night, and I finally got some sleep. I was hoping that it was over, but it wasn't.
What is it?
Another woman was murdered last night 50 miles from here. She was stabbed to death. No witnesses.
She was murderized.
Something is reminding me of the killer. And I think it's because I have his blood inside me. After reading that story in the newspaper, I became obsessed with finding out who my blood donor was. I learned a few dirty tricks while I was in college, and one of them was how to hack into databases. The hospital records are very secure, but after lots of tries, I was getting close to breaking into the files. It was always a challenge to find the right combination, but I had plenty of time.
Thankfully, I'm a bum.
I got it. That's my blood donor. Lowell Germain, 1201 Norwell Boulevard. Let's listen to my own again.
I'm scared, Jack. We should call the police.
No. I'm absolutely sure it's the same man. It's him. That's the face I keep seeing.
What are you doing?
Call the police and order follow.
Jack! Jack! I don't believe this is happening.
There was a woman walking alone. Luckily, I was watching Germain's every move. Germain! Lowell Germain died instantly, stabbed in the heart by his own knife. I was called a hero for saving a young woman's life and stopping a killer's reign of terror. But I'm no hero. It was something I had to do. Something that was in my blood.
Could the donated blood of a killer cause images of murder in the recipient's mind? Certainly the chemical components of our own blood, such as sugar levels, affect our personalities. Then again, maybe Jeff was just hallucinating. But why did those hallucinations start right after his blood test? And how do you explain the accuracy of those hallucinations? Could it have been a mere coincidence? Is this story of the murderous donor flowing with reality? Or is it just another bloody lie?
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, the cemetery is the setting for the unexplained on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Observe the tools of the trade. That is, the trade happens to be carving headstones and gravestones. It's an honorable craft because it honors the memory of the dearly departed. It is with these tools that Otto Schenkel has carved headstones for the past 4 decades. And although he's proud of the dignity he's provided to hundreds of
I
families,
saw the day that
he's getting ready to retire and
Jermaine
take a
was
well-deserved rest from his
talking
days.
about slapping the shit out of DJ Envy.
Any immediate plans for Otto to that rest?
How does DJ Envy piss everybody the fuck off?
I've been a stone cutter for almost 40 years, and I took great pride in what I did. I approached each tombstone as if it were a work of art. I always tried
Like,
to
is there
satisfy
no
the
one he
wishes of my
hasn't pissed
clients.
off?
But you meet all kinds of people in this business, and well, some of them just don't appreciate fine craftsmanship.
I don't know what the whole history is behind it. I'll probably end up watching the interview.
Mr. Schenkel? Excuse me, Mr. Schenkel?
Find something you like, Mrs. Richards?
Yes, I believe I have this one. This is exactly what my poor John would want. Something simple, tasteful, nothing ostentatious.
I looked at her choice. It was simple, all right. Well, perhaps a marble or granite will hold up much better than the cement stone, true.
And how much more money would that be?
About twice the price for that size stone.
I think we'll save the cement. My husband wanted a very simple funeral and headstone, and I want to honor his wishes.
And, yeah, how would you like that engraved?
You talked about the letter?
Yes, all letters.
Well, this isn't about what I want. It's about what my husband would have wanted.
Well,
just his name and date of birth and nothing more.
All right.
The funeral's in 5 days, and Mr. Dunbar from the Sunny Hill Cemetery will be coming by to approve the work. Thank you for everything, especially at this trying time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had learned over the years not to try and figure out why people pick the stones they do. And Mrs. Richards seemed to know exactly what she wanted. That's why I was so surprised by what happened next.
You are those Jekyll?
Yes, I'm Otto Schenkel. Can I help you? I'm here to see about Mr. Richards' tombstone, but it seems I'm a bit late. You must be Mr. Dunbar from Sunny Hills. Yes, I'm from Sunny Hills. I'm sorry, but this just won't do. It won't do at all. But it's exactly what Mrs. Richards wanted. She said something simple. Have a change of heart. We're going to pay you for all the work you've completed already, but she's decided on a more elaborate model. I don't understand. She was so certain. Woman's prerogative to change her mind, Mr. Shackle. She's prepared to pay a lot of money for a much better tombstone, something more befitting her late spouse. I didn't really understand what made Mrs. Richards change her plans, but like I said, I never tried to figure out why. Mr. Dunbar wanted everything first class, and he spared no expense. When it was completed, he was the happiest man I ever saw, and was gracious with his praise. He even added a generous bonus to the project.
Unpredictable Crohn's symptoms following you. Those with moderate to severely active Crohn's disease. Stelara works differently. Studies showed relief and remission every 8 weeks.
Stelara may lower your ability to fight infections and may increase your risk of infections and cancer. Some serious infections require hospitalization. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or flu-like symptoms or disorders, have had cancer or developed new skin bugs, or if anyone in your house needs or recently had vaccine. Alert your doctor of new or worsening problems, including headaches, seizures, confusion, and vision problems. These may be signs of a rare, potentially fatal brain condition. Some serious allergic reactions
Make my eyes water.
Talk to your doctor today and learn how Janssen can help you explore cost support options. Remission can start with Stelara.
Can I have more Skittles?
I don't have any more Skittles.
Why?
Get out of my house.
But I'm taking a bath right now. Annoy the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Izzy is crazy about boxes. In her lifetime, she'll jump in and out of hundreds. That's why Iams creates delicious recipes tailored to help keep her at her adventurous best. Iams, who I am.
I went to the gravesite the day of the funeral, anxious to unveil my work. It was one of the finest monuments I ever created. I thought it strange that Mr. Dunbar wasn't present, but the burial proceeded on schedule. I couldn't wait to see Mrs. Richards' reaction. As the crowd oohed and awed, Mrs. Richards seemed to be speechless. She was very moved. This was one of those moments that makes my work worthwhile, when the family expresses their personal thanks.
What have you done? That's not the headstone I ordered.
This is it. I was instructed by your representative to do this, Mr. Dunbar. He said you had a change of heart.
You authorized this?
No. I'm Nathan Dunbar, and I didn't order any of it.
Mr. Dunbar came to my studio 3 days ago. He authorized the work. Hey, that's the man. There. That's the man that ordered the new tombstone. That's Mr. Dunbar.
That's my dead husband, you idiot. What are you trying to pull?
No.
The signature on the contract for the new stone turned out to be not Nathan Dunbar, but John L. Richards, the dead man. It was examined by a handwriting expert and found to be authentic. The contract was predated 3 days prior to his death. Mrs. Richards had no choice but to pay me the full price of the new stone, $48,000. I guess I mentioned it before. I never try to figure why.
Did John L. Richards hire a look-alike to carry out his final instructions? Or did he have a twin brother that nobody knew of? Then who signed the contract? Remember, it was authenticated by a handwriting. Maybe it was the ghost of John L. Richards who showed up to defy the wishes of his loveless one. Do you think this mysterious tale of the grave marker a fleeting lie?
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, a single mother is visited by a midnight vision on Beyond Belief. Back to fiction.
The fine art of sewing by hand. Once a necessity, now an example of the highest quality of work. You see a label that reads hand sewn, for sure the care and craftsmanship went into the final product. Many people sew at home, comfortable with knowing that their gifts will be handed down to future generations. And that way, they maintain a presence in the lives of their families long after they have passed on. Olivia Schwab's mother was an expert in sewing. She passed the skill down to her daughter. But now, unlike the strong stitches that hold together her mother's work, Olivia's life has begun to run down.
This is what it was like on one of the saddest days of my life. I was being forced to move out of the house I had lived in, sold everything to pay the medical bills. Things were hard for a long time. After he died, I moved to a small apartment, the only place I could afford. I didn't want my daughter to see it, but I was losing all hope.
Listen to you tonight. Just like we do. Just like we do.
It's always creepy to me when these episodes start sweet because I'm like, how's it going to turn dark? You know it's coming. You don't know when, you don't know how, but you know it's going to get dark.
Just can't believe it. You're short weeks you're going to be married.
I'm so excited. Do you think we'll be ready? There's still so much to do.
Honey, even though it's a slip stitch, it has to be done just like in life. A stitch in time saves 9. I love the colors you chose. You'll surround your boat with warmth. It gives you feeling, security and comfort. Let it remind you of what hard, precise work can bring. There'll always be challenges, but every cloud has a silver lining. You know what? Oh, go with the florist. You've done a beautiful job. I can see you doing well. I'll finish your love now. After all, it's my gift to you. a silver lining. With my mother's voice still ringing in my ears, something pulled me over to our old oak chest.
Gonna be doing all types of classics tomorrow on the stream. So I'm looking forward to that.
As my sleep left me, I realized I was looking for something I hadn't thought of for a while. Until that dream. Just then
You
something
can always
caught
join
my eye.
in anytime.
It was on your bed in your house.
Don't forget.
Let me wrap you up.
And I'll probably be back on here